The winter woods tend to be pretty quiet. You'll have magpies, you'll have crows, but often it's just the sound of the wind in the trees, your own footsteps. It's a beautiful time of like silence and solitude, just being out in the land. So Willow had a pretty rough start to life. She lost her mother and her sister just days apart when she was right about at the age where she would strike out on her own. And at that point in her life, there's no guarantee that she'd survive.
What I love about mountain lions is they're so secretive. They're so elusive because there are a lot of them out there and we never see them. They're like ghosts on the landscape.
I've never seen Willow in the flesh, but I've followed her tracks around for miles and miles. We started seeing her on cameras all the time.
While we're out tracking, we're building a narrative from what we're finding on the landscape. And it's like being a detective because you can't come to a conclusion immediately.
I feel pretty strongly that we should try to minimize our effect on animals, our disturbance when we can. And so if we have these methods that are alternatives, then I think it's good to try to explore them and use them. So what we did was we went out and we collected biological samples while backtracking cats, mostly to their bed sites. Sometimes we just found little what I call tracking treasures along the way. So this would be tufts of hair on branch tips or rose bushes, those types of things. And so by collecting hair from the bed sites and the natural hair snags, we were able to get a good answer that really was close to what we already knew was out there from the radiotelemetry methods.
Collaring cats can provide really excellent data, but we wanted to avoid those sorts of interactions. We wanted to try to be as hands-off as possible because we wanted to really limit the amount of disturbance on the landscape.
I feel like there's a lot that we can learn from just following the tracks. I don't feel like we have to be witnessing them engaging in certain behaviors. I've followed cats as they're playing, I've followed cats as they're hunting, and all of that comes through in the tracks. I've been doing this for 2 years and I've never seen a cat in the whole project. So we typically don't see cats, but that's the way we like it. When F2 was young, she spent a year of her life on her own in the Davis Creek area. And here we have evidence that she was hanging out with an unrelated female. We have evidence of them sharing kill sites together, which is pretty unusual and very exciting.
I think a lot of the popular beliefs about mountain lions is that they're really rugged individuals, extremely solitary, not very social, and won't tolerate each other at all. And what we're seeing with these new methods of gathering data, which is really better genetics and better cameras, really open a window into this.
Those cameras are showing that these sites are kind of ecosystems in themselves, and really, it's kind of a new idea, but it's believed that, mountain lions are able to actually engineer their ecosystem by providing these mountain lion kill sites that are really a resource for a whole variety of species.
For me, the connection with cats kind of grew with time. And so getting this like several year immersion into the life of mountain lions has created a real deep love and appreciation for them as a predator on the landscape. And yeah, I've grown really attached to her because I've been following her around for 6 or 7 years now. And I found her story so compelling, and I've been rooting for her to survive another winter. And so every season that we pick her up again with DNA, I'm happy. I'm happy to know that she's still on the landscape. She's a successful hunter, she's a successful mother, and she's a survivor.